So I'm new to this blog kind of thing, so bear with me here. So I've been living with a speech impediment for most of my life. I'm 30 years old now, and I've had this issue since I started talking as a child. I've taken like speech therapy classes in middle school and high school. I've always had issues with my O's, not so much my L's as much anymore, but still my O's till this today. I've been bullied throughout most of my life for it. Because I can't pronounce certain words or anything like that. And I tend to stutter a lot, so I've been made fun of that as well. To this day, I still struggle saying certain words and words that has the R's in it. I try to avoid them as much as I can. My name is Ryan, but a lot of people mistake it as for like Lion or Ryan or even Brian sometimes. And I mean, I guess some people could understand me, but some can't. I especially have this issue when I'm like out in public or out at like a restaurant, and then they ask for my name, and I tell them Ryan. They're like, "What? Ryan or whatever." But and while some people can understand me just fine, and just understand me just fine. I mean, even introducing myself to somebody is hard for me because most of the time they can't understand me, or they get my name wrong, and I tend to stutter a lot. Well, I'm actually reading off some I wrote because it make it easier for me instead of trying to just think it out loud. But I've always stuttered most of my life. I still stutter a lot to this day. Probably not as bad as I used to, but it's still pretty bad. I even stutter around my close friends, and I definitely stutter badly around like new people or people I barely even know, and especially around the opposite gender, like if I'm attracted to somebody. I mean, I work in retail. I work at a grocery store, so I'm constantly around people and helping them out. Most of the time, when they ask me for some, I try to help them as best as I could without stuttering. But yeah, I mean, I mean, I do whatever I can. I stutter a lot around my coworkers too, because I don't really like know them too well, but I'm pretty comfortable around them. I mean, I like all my coworkers and all, but I still struggle with like my speech around them, basically. But even though I have this speech impediment all my life, and I'm like 30 years old, it just not gonna stop me from doing what I want to do in life. I just started like reading, reading books and reading out loud. So far, hopefully that will help me out. Hopefully I can actually like improve my speech that way. I unfortunately don't have access to a speech therapist near me, so I'm gonna try to do everything I can without. But overall, I mean, people usually like me once they get to know me. I'm usually a pretty like chill kind of person once they actually know me. But most people do judge me a lot before they know me. Like most people think I'm weird, I'm awkward, I'm creepy, all because I stutter and I can't say certain words right, or I just don't know what to say. I do have issues with conversation as well. Especially around the opposite gender, I can never really know what to talk about around people because I tend to like stutter, and my anxiety goes up, and then that's when I can't really say anything. A lot of times when I am talking to people, I feel like I can't breathe, and that prevents me from getting certain words out, which is tough on me. I feel like I'm like gasping for air. I don't know why. I guess it has something to do with my anxiety when I'm talking to people. And it's just hard for me to hold up a conversation with people. Even with my close friends, it's a little hard for me to even drag out a conversation with them. But anyways, I've always been like this. But yeah, I mean that's about it for right now. I mean, if you guys have any advice, or if you liked my video, please comment, like, and subscribe. Or if you have any advice for me, just leave a comment for me. Thank you.